Hello and welcome. My name's Melissa Porter.
And my name's Nick Freeman.
Welcome to The Life Coach.
I'm the lawyer.
Join us as together we tackle your toughest problems using our unique combination of wisdom and experience. Hi Marcia, Melissa Porter and Nick Freeman, Life Coach and the lawyer. How are you doing?
I'm looking forward to your help.
Good. Well, let's hope we can help you.
What do you need help with then? What's your conundrum?
My main problem really is my relationship with my stepson and the problems it's causing in the family. And I don't really know which way to go with it because I have the issue of his mother who protects everything. I mean, gosh, where do I start? I can start at the beginning. I've been in a 10-year relationship, and from the very beginning, the mother has been anti me and my family. My issue is I've known this boy since he was 8. He's now 18, and it's worse than ever.
Sorry to hear that.
Does he live? Who does he live with?
He lives with his mum. He decided that during lockdown, he used to have joint custody between his mum and his dad.
Yeah.
During lockdown, when we were all together, he decided that he didn't particularly like my rules because he was asked to do a few dishes and so on. Anyway, he moves out. He moves in with his mother, who's continued to poison him. But unfortunately, his dad, who's really academic, has really been trying to help him with his schooling and so on. And he's put a big pot of money aside for his education. And he's about to go to university soon, but his mother's trying to talk him out of it. And
to do what instead?
Oh, well, she's just saying if it doesn't make him happy, he doesn't really need to go.
So they've got different values and goals for the same boy.
Yeah, and it's very difficult because my partner, who was quite wealthy when he divorced the mother, had kind of set up a house, set up money for his future, and also got a university pot, if you like. And I suspect the boy has Asperger's, if I can say that correctly. He doesn't connect with people at all. It's just you can't really speak to him properly because he just goes off and ignores you and he just sits gaming. I mean, I'm throwing everything into one pot here, guys. I'm really sorry. We're dealing with a child who doesn't mix with people. That's one of the reasons he said he might not want to go to uni, because he doesn't really like people, he said to me on Friday night. The mother's encouraging this situation. If he doesn't go, there's a big pot of money in his name, and I'm worried sick he's going to sit in his bedroom and use it all on gaming and just let his life go to the dogs. Help.
Okay, there's one thing that you've said. This child.
Yeah.
He's 18.
Yeah.
He's an adult.
You're right.
And the sad truth is, you know, he has to make his own decisions, and if he's not receptive to guidance, then it's the way he's going to go, and no one can make him go in a different direction, and he has to learn from his own mistakes. You know, he sounds like he's not receptive to any sort of guidance because he wants to sit in his room and game, and all that can happen is it can be explained to him what the consequences of that will be, but if that's what he wants to do, then that's what will happen.
And also, Marcia...
And I know that doesn't sound great, does it?
Marcia, in every given moment of life, we get a choice to make. And if he is choosing, as an adult, if he is choosing to sit in his bedroom, that needs to be respected, that is his choice.
He's living with his mum now, yeah?
Yeah.
Which university, and what was he going to read? What did he?
He was supposed to be going to Bristol
to do
science. To do science, and it's incredible. It's just so sad because he's a really smart. He's a really smart boy, but he has just stopped studying. He stopped going to school. I mean, his final year at sixth form, his mother just disappeared and goes off on holiday, and his dad finds out 3 weeks into her long 8-week holiday that he's just at home on his own.
And does his dad discuss these things with him? Does he sit down and talk to him?
He says, I'm happy to be on my own. And because, like I say, I suspect he just doesn't like being around people.
He sounds...
Does he need some help?
Yeah,
Does he need some...
He's a little bit depressed.
He's got mental health issues and might need some help?
Well, I have suggested this, and, I've printed for his dad. I said, look, this is what I suspect he's got, which it was very hard for me to do because as a parent, you don't want to think that there's anything wrong with your kids, do you? So, I said, look, all these signs are what he shows. And I'm just really worried that you've always said it's because he's shy, whatever. If you don't address these issues, how can he actually take any steps forward if you don't either get counselling or have it at least acknowledged to say, this is what the issue is, and how do we take the next steps to deal with it? I'm just at closed doors.
Has there been an open conversation about this aspect of the relationship?
Yeah, but it just doesn't
between them, his mother.
Yeah, I mean,
and father.
He spoke to the mom,
and is she not concerned that there might be some truth in that?
No, she just says, oh, there's nothing wrong with him. He's just a shy boy. And, the other thing is he's obese. Yeah. And he's actually just fed. He doesn't eat with the family. She takes food up on a tray to his room and allows him to sit in this ball. It just worries me sick what's going to be.
Marcia, you sound very kind, you sound very caring, you sound like you want to connect with him, you want to collaborate with him.
You want a solution.
You want to find
you want a
solution with him. One of the challenges that any parent, even any step-parent, will face is that you can make a diagnosis of a child or you can have a dream for a child, but unless that child... who is now an adult, actually.
But he's an adult.
Yeah.
He's not a child.
Unless that adult who is your child is actually, in cahoots with you, wants to collaborate with you, it is ultimately their choice. And we say that in therapy as well. You can take the horse to the water, but you can't make the horse drink.
Marcia, have you thought about, I know this sounds slightly strange, but writing a letter...
That's a good idea.
...to him, maybe from his father, not you, explaining how he feels about him, how much he loves his son, but then going on to explain what he feels should happen for his son, and what is happening at the moment and where that is going to lead to, and not slagging his mum off, but just trying to explain in a logical sequence the consequences of not going to university, and that university isn't the right answer for everybody. There's lots of very successful people. So, but it might be. Look, what about an apprenticeship? What about this? Probably sitting at home in your bedroom gaming is not the answer. So, by just putting everything down, it'll make you and your partner feel better, and it might. He's going to read it. It's going to be there permanently, and I'd copy in the mother. And so it's there, and it might just trigger a sense of responsibility, a sense of action. Actually, I think I'm on the wrong path here. University might not be for him, but an apprenticeship. I mean, what's he interested in apart from gaming?
Oh, well, he's a real sciencey sort of boy, and So
he's a bit of an anorak.
Yeah, I mean,
has he not got? What about a teacher? Has he not got an inspirational teacher who could speak to him? Who has his ear?
Mentors are a good suggestion.
Who has his ear? Yeah.
Who's a science mentor that he would look up to?
I mean, what about taking him on a science trip? Somebody who's going to inspire him, someone who's going to make him think, actually, I need this science degree, I need to do this. Maybe he just needs stimulation. He's bored, he's pissed off with his life,
and he sounds depressed, Marcia. I'm not a doctor, so I can't diagnose. But if he's obese, if he's staying alone in his home, although he is 18, whilst his mum is gallivanting on holidays.
But he's obese and he's gaming all the time. He's avoiding contact. He's avoiding reality, isn't he?
Yeah.
So maybe he needs to meet. He needs a mentor. He needs someone who can inspire him. Not necessarily. I would say not a parent. Someone who he would respect. Someone he'll listen to, and it might just take him out of where he is now.
Yeah, that's very good advice.
Yeah. I do like your suggestion, Nick, about apprenticeships, about alternatives to university, because I do believe that there are very viable alternatives to going to university now.
Wow.
Paid apprenticeships, paid work experience.
But, if he's a scientist, a degree would be fascinating for him. And it will involve an awful lot of practical stuff. So, this isn't a boy who doesn't know what he wants, is it? He's got a skill set, and that skill set will be best served by actually going to university and exploiting that skill set. And he'll have opportunities. It's just a case of how do you stimulate him to get him to the next stage, to get him to Bristol.
Marcia, you sound inspirational and like you have a can-do attitude. And if this was my project, say I'm going to use the word project, I would suggest to your stepson that he identifies key companies that he would like to work with. And then you and he, or he and his father, can draft a CV and a covering letter and apply for work experience during the summer holidays, so he can actually, for a week or two, get a little experience, a taster of what the rest of his life is going to look like if he doesn't spend the next 3 or 4 years on a university course.
When did he do his A-levels?
He's actually on the last week of them at the moment.
Oh, so he hasn't taken them. Right, he hasn't taken them. Right.
But in fairness, his mother kicked him out to go to his dad's. To make him work because she's not been able to, and it's very, very challenging. I've been there. I'm no longer there. So he just won't work. He just
so he's probably not going to do well in his A-levels. The reality is, as I understand it, is he going to get into university?
This is the problem. It really is just so sad. I mean, I've tried to. I asked him a few weeks back. I said, "What will you do if you don't get the grades?" He said, "Well, I'll just resit them." And I said, "But I don't think you realise you can't just." He said, "I'll go back to school for the year." I said, "You can't repeat a school year. That's not how it works. You'd have to work with a tutor,
self-finance." Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. So he's actually not got a place at university. It's subject to getting grades.
It's subject to, yes, absolutely.
And I'm guessing from the way you're speaking, you're not confident he's going to achieve those grades.
No, I mean, he was a straight A-star student, and his predictions aren't that anymore. So luckily, Bristol's lowered the boundaries this year, but I pray he does get it because, I said to him, even if you're not that keen, I think from a personal point of view, it could be the making of you to step outside your comfort zone, meet some new people, because the poor kid hasn't really got any friends apart from his gaming friends. Yeah. And you'll push boundaries and you will just grow as a human being. Yeah. I just pray that he gets it. But I think that's a wonderful idea about the letter, and absolutely brilliant idea as well about talking about the companies he will consider working for. Yeah.
I also want to acknowledge you, Marcia, for playing such an important role in a child's life, albeit, it's not your biological child,
that doesn't matter,
your love's child. And that, you are a special woman. So hats off to you. Thank you so much for calling in today.
Thank you.
You're inspirational.
Your advice, guys. I was feeling incredibly low. You've given me a massive boost.
Good. Well, I hope he gets the grades. I hope he gets on. I hope he finds that inspiration to take him where he can go. Just one other thing. He needs to understand. It's a journey, and he's got a chance. He's got an opportunity, and if he squanders that, that's his choice, and that there will be ramifications for that, and he needs to understand, and that can all be put into a letter.
No, but wait a second, because we are speaking to Marcia here.
Yeah, no, I know we are, but ultimately, if he does well, the relationship will be much better.
So we can only now influence what Marcia can control.
Yes.
And that's how she communicates.
I agree.
Yeah.
For once.
Marcia.
Good luck, Marcia.
Thanks for
Lovely
flying the
talking
flag
to
for
you.
step parents. Bye. Nice to chat with you.
Bye, Marcia. That's a difficult one. I mean, she's obviously a fantastic lady. But he's an adult, and I just think he's going to screw his life up.
Yeah, no, I would say different. For me, you lead by example. And if one half of the co-parenting team is letting the side down, yeah, there are still two parents, albeit one is a step parent. There are still two parents that can influence and inspire a child. And we don't just
a child.
Okay, an adult. But we walk our talk. Yeah. We introduce we sow seeds as an adult, as a parent. You sow seeds in different ways. For example, you invite a scientist friend that you have round to the house for dinner.
The stuff you can do.
You trickle it into the conversation.
And see if you can get him down to listen, to eat and chat. He doesn't want to meet anyone. He doesn't want to talk to anyone. He's probably damaged by the relationship, by the divorce. And he's probably got some mental health issues, and he needs some help. And
which she sounds like she's doing a fair job.
She's doing what she can.
Yeah.
But I know we're speaking to Marcia, but for me, the boy needs to understand the ball's in his court. He's going to have to take responsibility for his choices. That was the point I was trying to make. If he doesn't see that, he's screwed.
And the step mum needs to realise that she can drag the horse to the water.
Yeah, but she can't force him to drink.
No.
And the fact there's obviously a resistance because it's a stepmum. That's he's listening to his mum. His mum's allowing it, but then we hear she's thrown him out. So I'm not sure. What needs to happen? He needs to understand, doesn't he? If someone can reach out so he understands, then it'll happen. Without that, nothing's going to happen.
If you'd like to be part of our show, please do send us an email to admin@melissaportercoach.com.